So thank you so much for your time. So we have a project from carbuy.com, which is a startup for first hand vehicles on selling first hand vehicles online. So as you know that e-commerce platforms in India have been growing at a very fast pace, and the Startup India campaign has also been launched by the government of India. So in order to keep the pace of the things going on, so the startup has started selling first-hand vehicles online, and I wanted to get some insights from you regarding the same. So I have some questions for you. So uh, please tell me your good name.
My name is Lieutenant Commander Amit Alavati.
Okay. And what are your educational qualifications?
I am BSc and I have done specialization in submarining and NBCD in service in Indian Navy. And presently I am pursuing my CCPMDO course from IIM Indore.
Thank you so much. So do you travel often via your personal vehicle or a public vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer a car or a public vehicle?
For long distances, obviously car.
Okay.
Or for short distances and for personal use, two-wheeler. Otherwise, for family use also, for short as well as long distances, it is four-wheeler.
Okay. Thank you. So can you name some of the few online websites that you have used for in the past few years, a couple of years for buying online stuff?
Basically, you have this Flipkart, Amazon, you can compare
Right. Right.
online. You can
Right.
compare the prices of the cars
Right.
there, and you can search on Google. Google will tell you a number of sites. It's very difficult to
Mhm.
memorize all of them, but it will give you a list of
Okay.
websites from where you can undertake this online purchase,
So if you have to
like
purchase,
24 wheels or something like that.
right. So if you have to purchase a particular thing online, so do you have a preference that I'll first check this particular website or this, or you just type the name of the object and whatever the sites Google shows you, you go by that preference?
First of all, you any online website,
Right.
when it is set up, it has its brand value. Like most of the Indian society, they have been using Flipkart or Amazon.
Right.
So the brand name has already got established.
Okay.
So the customer point of view would like to prefer searching on an established brand rather than going for Hawaii kind of website which has just got launched and it does not have a credibility or the trust component from the customer point of view, because buying a pen drive and buying a car, it's totally a different ball game.
Right.
Pen drive, if even if it gets defunct, you are not at much of the loss.
Right.
But car, since it is a high end product and it has got higher cost involved, so we would like to play very carefully, and it's a matter of your personal use, choice, as well as utilization.
So apart from the trust factor, what other things, other factors invite you or attract you towards a particular website? So like, do you have some preference like Flipkart is better in appearance than Amazon or something like that? Any particular factors that attract you towards a website?
Online, basically, you go online because it has got certain advantages.
Right.
One is that it gives you an attractive range of prices.
Right.
Second is that it is single page which can tell you every segment of the car or every company's segment models prices at single window, which is not possible if you go to the showroom. Like if I visit a Maruti showroom, I can only access a particular segment of car, whereas online you know you can have a look at 12 different companies on a single window. You can search for Maruti, you can search for Hyundai, you can search for Honda, you can search for Chevrolet, Volkswagen, Audi, even for higher ranges, you can Ford Endeavor. All these things are possible at a single window.
Right. Like if you have decided that you want to purchase it online only, so comparing it with other websites, what is the first thing that you see in a website? Like if you are determined that I want to purchase a particular object online only, so what are the things you look for in a website, in an online website, e-commerce website?
E-commerce website, first of all, it should have its credibility.
Right.
Secondly, it should have a component of trust. Thirdly, if you can have a collaboration wherein the company depicts its logo on the website, nothing like it.
So, okay, right. If the company has its contract with a manufacturer and it has the logo, So will you be buying such a large object like a car of worth rupees lakhs online? Will you be going for that?
See, human tendency is first of all buying from showroom
Right.
and buying from online are two different segments,
Right.
two different things. Why a person will like to do it from online is because of maybe if you offer a discount,
Okay.
reasonable discount,
Right.
which clicks his mind, plus the genuineness of the product and the after sale services also. Because it shouldn't happen that I purchased a car from online and after that, because it will require servicing also after some period of time, maybe 6 months or 1 year, or it is a regular phenomena. Till the time you possess a car, you have to get it serviced, and servicing cannot be done online.
Right.
It has to be done only through authorized service center. So you need to take confidence of the company and the showrooms and the service center, authorized service centers as well. It shouldn't happen that we start buying online and when we go to the showroom, they treat us, do not entertain us or do not service the vehicle so well compared to if I purchase from the showroom itself.
Right. Okay. So, like if your friend or relative is willing to buy a car, so would you suggest him to go online and search for options, or will you suggest him to go to showroom itself? If he comes for an advice from you, what will you suggest?
With the vision of the present Prime Minister Modi, Make in India and digitization, the trend for going online is increasing
Right.
day by day. And it stands no fold that tomorrow there will be hardly any commodity which will be out of reach of online, except fuel, because that you cannot get it online, or maybe some specific type of commodity which are accessible only through going to a particular store or showroom. Other than that, everything will be online. But this car is basically kind of product which it requires first of all a human touch. Second that he would like to take a trial also before buying a car. Suppose I have made up my mind that first of all I will draw the requirement that why I need a car, whether it is a family requirement or a personal requirement, and depending upon the suitability or the necessity or the requirements, I will decide a specific model or a specific car. First, then I will would like to first of all go to the showroom and then take a trial or see physically whether I'm seeing online, is it actually the reflection when I'm seeing the product by my eyes and myself only. There are occasions when it looks very lavishly online, but when you go to the showroom, you find the other story of the product. So it shouldn't happen. So I would like to take a trial also by visiting showroom. And if I find the genuineness of the product, and then I compare the price with the online. And if I see the online buying from online is beneficial to me, I would like to go for online. But in that you need to cater for one more thing, because the middle class fraternity, which is the largest population in India, maximum of them you will find that they will never be in a position to buy the vehicle totally in cash.
Right. So EMI.
They would like to first of all pay some portion of the car in cash, then best balance of the amount they will try to take a loan. So you need to parallelly have a collaboration with nationalized banks as well as private banks. Nationalized, why? Because again component of trust comes. Like if tomorrow I say I have a collaboration only with say HSBC and no other bank, it will have a different impact compared to I say that my partners are State Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. If you have these banks by your side, automatically some part of confidence you already gained in customers' mind. Because any type of collaboration with the nationalized banks will not happen just like that. Because banks have their own set of norms and ifs, buts and checks, which they will carry out from their own to assess the genuineness of the product and the site as well.
So in the past few years, we have seen that the commodities which were people were reluctant to buy online, like spectacles. They were very particular about if the particular specs is like suitable for their face type or not. So the companies like Lenskart have come up with a model that where you can create a 3D image of yourself and see if that particular spectacles is suiting you or not. So what are the things that are required in a car portal for your sake? So a 3D model of a car or something like that. What are the particular things that you think would be required in a car portal?
In a car portal, I would like to mention that first of all, it should depict all the specifications
Right.
of the car.
Okay.
Like you purchase a mobile from online,
Okay.
it tells you how much is the internal memory,
Right.
what is the processor,
Right.
and what all features it has, what is the type of camera, and what are other features and specifications are there. So I want you to basically cover whether the most important parts, like which a customer from the customer point of view, like it should tell the KPL,
Okay.
the mileage, kilometer per liter.
Right.
It should tell what is the seating capacity. It should cover the safety aspect also, how many airbags are there.
Right.
Other than that, what all additional features the car is providing, which makes it different from other segment of the model or from other company, where the customer can have advantage over one vehicle rather than other. Customer will have some idea through all these news channels like NDTV. They broadcast one serial called Raftar, where you can get a knowledge about the new cars. Plus, you will have some confidence over some segment through that information as well. Online, buying from online, if you cover the specification,
so like
it
you
will be a
said, like
plus
you
for
mentioned
that.
that we could have a collaboration with the channels like NDTV. So if we collaborate with those people who are reviewing the car, or if we can get the freelancers who review cars and get their reviews on the websites itself, would it be beneficial for the customer?
Definitely yes. Why would I go for looking and product online? Because one part is that I can see compare the price. Second part is that I can see the reviews also.
Right.
Reviews are based on primarily from those customers who have already utilized the product.
Okay.
So if the review is good, that will be a confidence building measure.
So like Flipkart Assured, where the people who have already bought the product are allowed to write the reviews. So the people who have already bought the particular car can write the review.
Not only that, you have to have basically how will you make your website public?
Okay.
First of all, you have to anything which is launched, it has to come to public through social media or through print media or through channels, TV. Like if you could take an example of Flipkart or Amazon, they have utilized every single means of old media, new media, print media, and social media. Basically to make people aware that something such of nature of exist. Suppose if somebody of old age nature, they like to prefer only reading newspaper. So they are giving their advertisements, especially if channels also and social media, you have to make it public so that people get to know that something of this nature exists. And what for buying online the cars. Then slowly you can build up the credibility and image of your online portal and make people realize that this is the best platform for buying car online.
Right. Okay. So a different question. So how much are you willing to spend monthly on fuel? If you can guess a rough average or something.
Roughly, if I talk of say middle segment cars like WagonR or i10 or i20 or maybe Accent, it will be somewhere close to 3 to 5,000.
3 to 5,000. Okay.
But high-end cars which have lower fuel efficiency could be between 6 to 8,000.
So according to you, what will you be willing to spend how much?
It will depend upon the class segment of the section.
So let's say if you are owning a mid-range car, so 3 to 5,000 would be good enough for you.
Good enough. I think I should be able to spare that much because if I can't maintain the car, then there is no point buying.
Okay. And how important is a test drive before buying a car? Is it a very necessarily very important factor, or it can be bypassed?
It is a very essential and important factor. Why? Because you can change your mobiles every year. You cannot change your car every year.
Right.
Without trial, if some car is delivered to you and after taking the trial you think that it is not giving me that confidence or it is not as per the image that I perceived in my mind that it will deliver, then you are gone here.
Right.
Any customer would like to have a test drive before buying a car,
Okay.
as per today's scenario. So you need to give that facility, have a collaboration with the company so that they can give the facility of offering the test drive as well.
Right. Okay. So, like if we see that if we search for a particular object, so there are several other recommendations that appear. Like if I want to purchase a pen drive of a particular company, then in recommendation, different other companies' pen drive will also be available. So, how authentic do you find those recommendation by the particular company, Flipkart or whichever you are going for?
See, again, I come to that point. Buying a pen drive and buying a car are totally different.
Right. I accept that.
ठीक है, pen drive, it will not matter to me whether I buy ScanDisk or WD or whatever.
Right.
It will not matter me much because the purpose remains the same and I am not looking after long-term benefit.
So like
Pen drive I will use maybe a quotient of maybe 6 months, 1 year. After that I will even consider that it
so
has.
just take the example of that. I have made up my mind that I'm going to buy a Santro.
Okay.
So the price of Santro is comparable to the price of i10, say,
Okay.
at the particular segment. And while searching, it recommends me that i10 has a little better features at a comparable price, and it shows me in recommendation. So do you think that is a good option? Should we recommend other options as well, or should we fix to the customer's preference alone?
Reviews play a major role.
Right.
And Indian mindset is all dynamic decision changing.
Right.
So if I'm searching for Hyundai's, let's say,
Right.
cars in the middle segment or not in the sedan class, then it should show me 3-4 options.
It should show. Okay.
And thereafter it should show me the reviews. If I get a very high review, though I have made up my mind for buying a Santro, but if Santro reviews are 3.1 and i10 reviews are say 4.8 or 4.9, it has a tendency to click in my mind to verify why I have a perception of buying a Santro, whereas it is showing the reviews are showing that i10 is a better product. So it helps.
So apart from cars, like if a new product is launched, then how do you get information about that product? Like let's say a new mobile is launched. So what are the sources of information that you from which you get the information? Newspaper, TV, print.
Newspaper, TV, social media plays a vital role in today's era
Right.
of modernization of communication in digital India. Even any mobile phone, like if I want to buy, I will first go and type only in Flipkart or Amazon.
So if a
best mobile phones in this particular range available.
Right.
Then it will show me all the companies. I will not be specific to Samsung or OnePlus 5T or maybe Motorola or Lava or Lenovo.
Right.
I will just type, or Apple. I will just type best phones available as on date in this price range.
So like if a comparable set of mobiles are available in the same price range, and so what how do you compare them finally? Like do you go to a website and compare them side by side, or do you look for reviews, or do you ask
Definitely reviews
for friends, or
reviews, specifications,
Right.
features,
Right.
credibility of company.
So
all these things.
What are those sources where you compare get those information, like YouTube reviews or to a
No, it is
particular website?
pure online,
Through websites.
through website.
Right. Okay. So, would you want a comparison option on the website where you can compare side by side cars, like a particular specification you can
It is a
compare
good idea. I support that.
Okay. Okay.
If in the single window, it is giving me a glance of 4 different products, and below that, it is giving me at the same time specification also. At a single window, I can compare. Why I need to again click back and then again search and then again click back and then again search.
Right.
It is better that on single window I am able to compare 5 products at the same time or 5 different companies.
Right. So another thing about the services. So do you think that if an online sales representative is contacting with you and giving you the information, then you'll be having some amount of trust on him, or would you again prefer to go to a showroom and talk him in person, or
See, everything has its own plus and minus.
right?
It is not a small investment of buying a car.
Right.
You buy a car to basically minimum maybe 5 to 7 years, or maximum can be any number of years. Maybe there are seniors who have been bought vehicle, the same vehicle who have maintained since 25 years also.
Right.
So minimum, I am saying, if you make a 6 lakh investment, at least minimum 5 years, so you will run that car, and it is not a small investment. So first you make up your mind what kind of vehicle you want. You see online what are the options available and what are the specifications of the car. Thereafter, human tendency would be to first go and see itself the particular model at the showroom.
Right.
If you are providing a good discount and accessories also, and if you have collaboration with the company and after sales services and everything is good, then purchase can be through online. But if human tendency would be to at least see once the product to go to the showroom.
Okay.
But if you are able to manage a test drive also, or if you can want to actually make it real, then you can say that okay, we will stop the showroom sale and we want to enhance and be so much credible that we want to make it online only. Then like you need to create some events also.
Okay.
Like there are various high what you can say locations where high volume of people transit.
Right.
There you can demonstrate some stage show or something like that where you display all the cars which you will get to know through your reviews, because as the public sees, you will also see people mindset which product they are buying the most. So that becomes the high end product. So you can display those products at the venue where people can come and physically see. So instead of going to showroom, they will see there. And as such, you are providing them the what do you call this trial service there itself.
Okay.
It can happen totally through online.
So what website did you use last time? Any particular website, Flipkart or for any particular object? If you used.
Flipkart, Amazon.
So comparing both, which of the both do you find the most reliable or the trustworthy, Flipkart or
See,
Amazon?
both are established brands. Both have been there since ages. So I would like to basically compare the price. Any website giving me the same product at a lower cost, I will purchase through
So
that.
the price is the most
Price is
important.
one. Yes.
Okay. So if you are asked to design a website and if you want to improve the quality of the products, so what are the features that you think would be very essential for a website to ensure that the quality of the product is up to the level? Like we have seen that many of times the products are not up to the mark, which are as available on the screen, and when it comes to our hand, they are not matching the quality. So what are the parameters that we should focus on to ensure that quality level is up to the mark?
First of all, if you can give a 3D picture, nothing like it.
Right.
Because a person sees physically it is a 3D view, but online it is only 2D view. So if you can extend that facility to make it 3D, where a person can actually visualize and make up his mind and see the genuineness, compare the genuineness of the product, it will give you an additional. Because car is a car, it will look better from 3 dimension rather than 2 dimension. 2 dimension, like it is a print media, you can only see the picture, but you cannot see how much visually seeing. You will not be able to make a correct assessment of the dimensions of the vehicle, which is possible in 3D scenario.
Okay. And do you think car buying, online car buying is risky? And if yes, then what can be the measures to mitigate those risks?
See, buying online, I don't foresee there is a risk.
Okay.
Why? Because if it was based on risk, then today the 21st century wouldn't have been like this, the way it is.
Right.
So there has been a sincere growth and avenue and a large scale transactions happen online. So I don't foresee any risk. If the risk component has to come, it will be only whether you are able to offer the trial or not, or whether the customer is able to, you are offering him to be able to physically see, touch and verify the product or not. If you are able to extend that facility, then buying online, I don't see any risk. But if you are saying that we will only display and you have to make the purchase, then there is a risk.
So, before buying a car, where do you look for information about the car? Like particular, if you have selected a particular car, then where do you look for the information about that car? From reviews or from which
Google.
source? Google. Okay. And if you think you are very liking the product, you find it appropriate to your requirements, within your price budget, and there are some negative reviews about the particular product. So will you still be going for that product or not?
I would like to first see the what do you call it, trial
Test drive.
test drive.
Right.
Thereafter, I will see, because sometimes it happens that because company also sometimes fake it.
Right.
They can do it. Suppose Hyundai has a competition to Maruti and Hyundai product is not getting sold, so they conduct this negative publicity also.
Right.
That is, Hyundai employees, they will access the internet and they will put their reviews and they will try to make the other product negative. So unless until you have physically test drive the product car and you have not seen you have assessed you conducted the evaluation part of that, and you have come to a conclusion that whatever was on the online, it is not what is actual, so it can change your mind and decision as well.
So during the past few years, we have seen that the websites have created their own user groups, wherein the user of the particular product can come up and interact with other people and solve their queries and all. So, do you think a user group for car buying people or the users of car would be a good idea for to clarify the doubts of new buyers?
On the website, what you can do is you can create a community,
Right.
of people who have recently bought the cars or who are in the pipeline of buying the car.
Right.
This data you will get through online.
Okay.
How many searches are being made and how many are the people who are making frequent searches. That means they are in the mind of making a decision for buying a car.
Right.
So you can target those customers and you can create a community of those people who have recently bought the cars, and you can display it on the website so that by accessing that community, it will automatically show the reviews of various models, through which people will basically appreciate that in their decision making.
Okay. So we've seen that some of the websites are very easy to use, so we can easily navigate from one portal to another, and some other websites which have a traditional model and we have to search out for different options where to go to the home button or. So do you think a guide of how to use the website would be a good option to be put on the website itself?
I believe the way
where you can get different how to access those portal, how to use them. If we put a guide of how to use the website itself, would it be a good option?
I think any new website
Right.
will be through Google.
Okay.
And moment you type that website, you click enter.
Right.
I think the website, if it opens and it displays the required information
Right.
from the customer point of view, I don't think there is any more
No. If
designing is required.
Okay, if the customer wants to navigate from like there are different segments in the website itself.
Okay.
So like there is one page for consumer community, there is another for reviews, there is another for price comparison, there is another for that, and the first time user does not know where to go and how to access those links, where are those links. So if we provide a guide or a pop-up window who can tell you
pop-up window would be better.
Okay.
Because if you create the guideline, first of all, the customer does not have time and energy.
Right.
You also know the kind of busyness he show.
Right.
Even though he may not be that busy, but he will look at that something drastic is to happen to him, and he will think that, why should I waste 15 minutes in reading the instructions,
Right.
which are not actually, he would be rather be exponential or experimental, he would be, which will engage his mindset, rather than if you see, if it is reading only, newspapers are there, why he will go online? Because online is giving him accessibility by just one click. So pop-up window would be a better idea. Like if you go to a LIC housing finance website or any bank website, they create a sub window or pop-up window. On the left side, they create a column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. And if you want to make a copyright or something like that, or information which you feel, which will create something enhanced value to you, you can create in the bottom line so that it screws and goes down. After seeing everything, if he wants to at all read that, it is available at the down, but certainly not at the top.
Okay. And do you think all the customers know English very well or are very well versed in English language?
If you want to go to the tier 2 cities, it is a very good idea to have a window where you can switch the language.
Okay.
Like you create a window, preferred language.
Right.
He can just go to that arrow, he click that, and options are available: English, Hindi, or maybe some regional language for target audience. So you can create that and it will give a benefit to you.
So, like we have seen that some particular websites have a particular color combination. Like Facebook has always used white and blue.
Okay.
Or some other websites like Twitter has always used light blue.
Flipkart is yellow.
Yes. So,
Amazon is red.
Right. So, is there a particular set of colors that seems very attractive to the people?
You should find the suitability as per the kind of page that you are going to launch. It is totally upon you, but it certainly has to be attractive and it should draw the attention of the people mindset. Unless until it is attractive and it clicks in the people mindset, it will be very difficult to make the purchase happen.
हम चलते हैं, तू अगर कैच कर लेगा तो कर लेना, नहीं तो छोड़ दे.
So, do you think a product like car, in a product like car, customers are willing to pay online or will be willing to pay such a large amount online, or we should provide alternate options for?
You need to have, as I mentioned earlier also, if you can have collaboration with the banks and you can create a facility for obtaining loan through these banks like LIC is doing,
right,
it will give an additional benefit to you.
So one thing is that when we go to a showroom or to buy a car, so we also look for the loan outside the showroom, like we contact our own bank itself. So do you think the customer will be willing to use our portal to reach out through those banks, or it would be a better option if we can if they can get their funding outsourced on their own?
Anything which is reduce the downtime and effort,
right,
people will go for that.
Okay.
I give you the live example. You have seen the Ola website.
Right.
A auto will be standing next to you, but Ola car will come, you will sit inside that and you will vanish.
Right.
And auto driver will keep thinking, I was standing there, and he has still gone from the car. Another example, people while have basically aircraft has landed and they are about to take their luggage from the luggage belt, and they in the meantime, when the process of picking the luggage is going on, they will go in their mobile, they will themselves book then and there.
Right.
Why? Because when they come outside, they want the car standing next to them, so that the effort and time is reduced. Otherwise, what will they do? They will first go to the maybe what you call is car parking. There they will ask the driver what is the fare, and many driver will quote many fares. So it will create the confusion in the customer mind. So it will waste his time, energy as well, and effort also will be increased. So if you can create all these things, make available online, he will definitely be going through online only.
Okay. So what percentage of the payment will a customer or a new consumer would be willing to pay as down payment? So if
it should not be a percentage based. You should keep both the option available and let him decide.
No, what is the minimum percentage that we should that you think a customer will be willing to pay as a down payment?
That for that I would suggest you first, before creating this online website, you first go to the banks and go to the showrooms, not the banks. Go to the showrooms, that if a customer wants to purchase a car, is it that he needs to pay minimum 10% of the payment and 80% loan can be taken from bank, or 100% bank can finance?
Okay.
If they say 100% bank can finance, then you don't need to worry. You already have a collaboration and you have that bank details where he can access and he can take the loan through the bank. So that window is always available to him. So instead of you decide what percentage, let the customer decide. If I have 3 lakhs and I want to buy 6 lakh car, I will pay 3 lakhs and I will take 3 lakhs loan. If I have only 1 lakh in my pocket, then if you create a condition that you need to pay 20%, he may not be having that much money in that pocket. But if showroom is giving him that facility that you can pay 1 lakh and you can take 90% loan, he will obviously go to showroom rather than online. So let the customer decide as per his money condition that how much he is willing to pay and how much loan he wants to take.
Okay, so one thing that we have noticed that showroom takes a little more amount of time to get the cars delivered. So like if you book a car today, then the car is delivered to you after a certain period of time, like 2 weeks or up to 4 weeks.
Yes, if online you can make it happen in 3-4 days, obviously it will have a additional benefit.
Right. So
going online.
So people will be attracted
and they will like to purchase through online. Okay. Because anybody would like to, if I have invested, why I would wait for 30 days here if it can be available to me in 4-5 days.
Right. So thank you so much for your time and effort.
Thanks. Nice talking to you. I hope it will help you in your.
Thank you. Thanks.